In this video, I'm going to share my story on how I learned relevant IT skills. And within 4 months, I landed my first tech role in Manhattan. Now, I'm not lying. From the time I started building my portfolio to the time I received my offer letter, it was about 4.5 months. If you're wondering, my official role is technical support specialist. And at the time of this video, I've been working at this company for 10 months. And one of the things that's really important to understand is that I did it without a computer science degree and without paying for an expensive boot camp like X, for example. Now, I know a lot of people want to know, how is that possible? So in this video, I'm gonna break down my story, and then I'm gonna give you 2 frameworks that I follow to break into this competitive field before I officially turned 30. Let's dive in. Before I broke into tech, I really didn't have any marketable skills. My entire 20s, I had this goal of being a successful entrepreneur. And when I was 18, I got my first taste of entrepreneurship in a network marketing company called ACN. Now, although I learned a lot about personal growth, I was terrible at the business because I practically made no money. For years, I believed one day I would be successful selling this energy gas cell phone service and building a nationwide team in this company, but it never worked for me. I showed up to every training, I networked with leaders, I read books, I pitched customers. I never gave up. I believed that one day that I would win. And honestly, that's the reason why I started driving Uber, so I can make money whenever I needed to and build my non-existent business on the side. I mean, literally guys, I tried everything. After I couldn't get any traction with friends and family, I went to networking events. I was emailing people. I built a Facebook group. I built a website. I don't even know why I built a website. As a last ditch effort, I bought 500 yellow signs and I stapled them on wooden poles all over New York. I thought honestly that I would recruit people through this method. And if you're wondering, the sign said, make $150,000 working from home. Don't believe it? Don't call. I mean, I use this free Google number. Whenever somebody would call, it would go straight to voicemail, and I had my pre-recorded pitch play automatically. They'd leave a message, and then I'd call them back within 24 to 48 hours. And then I'd use this 3-page script that I made by myself studying other network marketers. That was my real last effort in network marketing. I was 8 years in, from 18 to 26. I ran that yellow sign strategy for about 3 to 4 months. I made hundreds of calls. I recruited one person. It was like this kid the same age as me. He saw my sign while waiting for a bus near Queen Center Mall. I forgot his name, but I remember his family they were like Jehovah's Witnesses. He signed up, and a month later, he just ghosted me. I never heard from him again. And honestly, I don't blame him because that business was brutally hard. Now, after that didn't work, I finally said I'm done. I decided I wanted to travel the world, and that's when I met my wife in Kenya. And now at that point, I'm in my late 20s. I have this sense of duty for myself and my fiance. You know, now I want something where there's real career advancement and potential, something that could lead to $150,000 a year minimum. I didn't know if I would enjoy IT, tech, or cybersecurity. I just knew that tech was an incredible environment for growth, right? Every industry needs technical professionals, and there is not enough technical people in the world. Now, if you don't know that, it's probably because you're not in the workforce yet, and you probably don't really have experience to know that, but it's true. To this day, I'm still shocked how many smart executives can't do anything outside their area of expertise. So anyway, I decided I want to be in cybersecurity. Now, this is the part where I tell you how I landed my first role with no degree, no connections, and no previous experience. I'm going to break down this so you can literally just follow the same frameworks. It's not meant to be comprehensive. It's just meant to put you on the right track. I just ask that you believe in yourself and be willing to do everything that is required to win. Let's go. 3 rules to follow if you're just getting started. Rule number 1. Develop in-demand skills. This might sound obvious, but unfortunately, most people don't actually do it. The definition of skill is the ability to do something well. You know, one of the things you got to keep in mind is that companies, they ask for experience, right? Experience is really just proof of skill. So your job, if you don't have a job, is to build that proof. That's why I started the CourseCareers IT program. I studied for about 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and I treated it like a job. I learned Active Directory, group policy, ticketing systems, troubleshooting, networking basics, and I built home labs to demonstrate what I learned. Literally, my first project, I was setting up a Windows 10 virtual machine, joining it to a domain, creating user accounts. Then I learned how to reset passwords, manage permissions, and troubleshoot login issues. That single project built my confidence more than any book or video on YouTube could. Rule number 2, build a portfolio that proves you can do the work. This was the game changer for me because I realized everybody says they know IT, everybody says they got certificates, but there's very few people who actually show that. So I recorded walkthrough videos for every one of my major projects. I showed the setup, the process, and the results. Listen, even if nobody watched those videos, explaining what I did made me 10 times more confident. When you can teach something, you really understand it. So when I applied to jobs, I linked my portfolio in the application. I didn't just say, hey, I know Active Directory. I said, here's a video of me setting it up and troubleshooting it. That built credibility instantly. Rule number 3, manage your emotions. Now, this one is huge. You've got to learn how to manage your emotions because breaking into tech is an emotional roller coaster. You will get ghosted. You will feel overwhelmed. You will feel frustrated, annoyed, pissed, angry, jaded, jealous, all that. And when you do, please do me a favor and just remember this saying. That's just part of the game. When you sit down and study and your brain goes to sleep, tell yourself, that's just part of the game. Try again tomorrow. When you fail an exam you studied hard for, say it again. That's just part of the game. Study longer and try again. When you get that rejection email that starts with, we regret to inform you, that corporate heartbreak that I fucking hate so much, take a deep breath and say it with me. That's just part of the game. Then take a walk and apply to another company immediately. This process will test your patience, your confidence, your self-worth. But that's what makes it so valuable because every rejection, every failed job, every moment of doubt is part of the story that's building you. So don't quit when it hurts. Recognize it for what it is. Proof that you're in the arena. You're doing the hard work most people never will. Keep going. Because when you push through emotions, you realize success in tech isn't about just skill. It's also about emotional endurance. And once you build that muscle, no rejection, no failure, no we regret to inform you email will ever stop you again. All right. Now let's talk about the part everybody always asks me about. How do you learn IT skills fast? Now, the truth is you don't learn fast by just watching videos. You learn fast by building. Your portfolio projects in Home Lab is the classroom. Every project you build is a simulation of the real job, is how you bridge the gap between theory and experience. That's why your portfolio isn't just proof that you can do the work. It's literally the process of learning itself. If you've ever wondered, how do I know which projects to build for my portfolio? That's the question that will make or break your results. Because if you pick the wrong projects, you'll spend hours, sometimes weeks or months learning things that will never really get you hired. So here are 8 rules to follow when building your portfolio and mastering IT skills fast. Rule number 1, relevance is everything. Your project must directly match the roles you're applying for. If you're going for help desk, build labs around Active Directory, ticketing systems, and password resets. If you're aiming for identity access management and security, focus on the JML workflow, access reviews, SSO, MFA configurations. You should learn the OAuth 2.0 protocol. Basically, make sure your portfolio is tailor-made. Now, every project should have a purpose. My Active Directory lab proved that I can manage users and troubleshoot logins. My ticketing system project proved I can communicate technical issues clearly. Now, here's a pro tip. Make sure each one of your projects is aligned with a mission-critical problem that you need to solve every day in your job. For example, employees must gain access immediately when hired and lose it immediately when terminated. So that's a real problem. I know I'm kind of acting funny, but you're going to solve it in your lab. You're showing you already think like an IT professional. This is something you'll do in your job, so make sure you solve it in your lab. Rule number 2, repeat your labs or projects until it's muscle memory. The first time you do a lab, you're learning. You don't really know what you did. You're just following a tutorial. The second time, you're practicing. By the fifth and sixth time, now you really understand what you've done and you can reproduce it pretty quickly. Repetition is the mother of all skill. I redid my Active Directory and networking labs over and over and over again until I can rebuild them from scratch without any notes. That's when you know you're ready for the real world. Rule number 3, keep your portfolio organized. Structure matters. Think of your portfolio like a personal documentation site. Use keywords from job descriptions. List the tools you use, the frameworks, the responsibilities. Make sure you label each project clearly. That's really important. You want to talk about the specific problem that you solve. You want to talk about the tools you use. You want to talk about what you learned and how it applies to a job. It doesn't need to be super detailed. It can just be one line each. Okay? Make it easy for recruiters to instantly connect your skills to what they need. Rule number 4, record walkthrough videos. Please, for key projects, record walkthrough videos after you've completed them multiple times. When hiring managers see you explain a project clearly, calmly, you stand out instantly because you can communicate. Your walkthroughs are literally your portfolio secret weapon. Now, rule number 5, talk about your projects publicly. This is a really big thing. Honestly, I didn't even take advantage of this that much, right? Start sharing your journey on LinkedIn. Actively talk about where you're stuck in your project. If you literally get stuck in your project, ask somebody on LinkedIn. Say, hey guys, I'm stuck here. Can anybody give me some advice? That's really important because what this does, not only does it reinforce your understanding, it starts building your personal brand in tech. It starts building your reputation. People start noticing that you are studying this field and you might catch the attention of somebody who's looking for somebody in that area. That's literally how you can start networking with professionals on LinkedIn just by talking about what you're doing. Now, rule number 6, build a portfolio you're proud of. This is really important as well. You don't need a flashy design. What you need is substance. Make sure your projects represent your best effort. Don't just rush it. Make sure you know what you're doing. That pride of knowing you did the work will really come through in your interviews. And it's very important that you put your best foot forward because they're going to look at your projects and think if you half-assed your projects, you're probably going to half-ass this job. Put in the effort. Build a portfolio you can be proud of. Rule number 7, promote it everywhere. Your portfolio is your digital handshake. Add it to your resume, your LinkedIn. Put it as your email signature. Literally make it impossible for a recruiter not to see it. You want people to look at your portfolio. There was somebody I brought on my TikTok live and I asked them, hey, where's your portfolio? It was this girl. I remember her name was Gail. And, I think she wanted to get into robotics. I forgot. But I go to her LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, where's your portfolio? And she's like, oh, you got to scroll all the way down. I'm like, okay, that's already a bad thing. It should be right there at the top. But okay, I scroll all the way down and then I find the link tucked away in some text and I copy it and I go to the GitHub and the link is broken. So no, you need to promote it. You are selling yourself and you better market yourself well. Rule number 8. This is a bonus rule, okay? And this is pretty obvious, but it's kind of like a mindset shift on how to think of certificates. So you're going to want to strengthen your projects with certifications. Certifications are not the cake. They are the cherry on top. Certifications, they act like multipliers because when you pair a project with a cert like CompTIA A+, Network Plus, or Azure Fundamentals, you're signaling both your skill in the project and then your discipline. Each pairing really builds credibility and tells a story of commitment. Now, here's like a mindset shift that changed everything for me, right? Stop thinking as your portfolio as something you do after you learn. Think of it as the way you learn. Your projects are your practice. Your repetition is your training. And then your documentation, that becomes your proof. That is how you break into tech. That is how you accelerate your growth, by creating proof of progress as you go. When you adopt that mindset, your growth becomes inevitable. Forget about it. You build confidence faster. You understand deeper. You communicate clearer. You're more confident because you're competent. That is what separates someone who just studied IT in school from somebody who actually gets hired. No shade, by the way. No shade, okay? Anyway, if you'd like help building your portfolio, or if you just rather have an instructor guide you step by step, like how I had it for me, check out the CourseCareers IT program. I got linked below. This is the course that I use to break into tech. It's the same course that gave me the structure for how to build my projects, how to orient my LinkedIn profile, and really just guiding me on the skills that were specifically relevant to the type of job I was going for. I think is really important, right? It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you're a little advanced, if you're starting from scratch, or if you just need some more clarity on what to build next. I think this course is where you'll find it, right? Check out my LinkedIn. Just see for yourself the results that I got, right? This is what you can have for yourself. Don't wait until next month. Start today. Your portfolio is your proof, and your proof is your passport to a real tech career that you've been thinking about this entire time. My name is Evan Yearwood, and thank you for watching. I want to build quality content. Let me know how you like this one. Leave a comment. If there's anything I said that was confusing, happy to help. Peace.